iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. So let's talk about last night's disaster. I think disaster is fair. I think this was a game that the NFL was trying to put on their product, and their product was bad. Now, I love football. Don't tell me, Dr. Roto, there's football. I love football. Don't tell me what I know about football. I love football. But if we're being honest together, this was a hard game to watch. These teams did not look good at all. At all. Maybe certain players look good, and we'll talk about that, but for the most part, they didn't look good. Right? Aaron Rodgers, 203 yards and 1 touchdown. How's that helping your fantasy team? You happy you took him early? Seriously. Big mistake. Aaron Jones had 13 carries out of 22 total rushes. Numbers we like to see. Jamal Williams had 5 carries. Too many for me. Too many. Devontae Adams, disappearing act. Geronimo Allison. That was your team with Geronimo Allison. Big fat 0. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 4 for 52. He looked good. Jimmy Golden Grahams looked good. 3 for 30 and a touchdown. Dare I say, he looked okay. I still want no part of him. So, what are we looking at here? One guy on Green Bay looked good. Why? Because these guys are not playing in preseason. They're not gelling. They don't have a relationship. So week 1 stinks. For Chicago, are you telling me Mitch Trubisky looked good at any point? Come on, the first half he was terrible. He was unwatchable. Oh, Mitch Trubisky's feet look so much better. He's lighter on his feet. But his arms sucked. Come on. And then how about that interception that you threw, dude? You were just panicking. How about you, David Montgomery owners? You feel good about that? 7 touches yesterday. You happy you took him in round 3? Yeah, I was never in on Montgomery. I literally have him on one team. One too many. Mike Davis will be a factor there this year. Do you know why? Because he doesn't suck. They brought Mike Davis over. He is not a bad player. He had 6 receptions. 6. Now, who played well? Allen Robinson played well. 7 for 102. I told you I like Allen Robinson, and I do. Tariq Cohen, no rushes, but he had 8 receptions for 49 yards. He got the receptions that I thought Anthony Miller was going to get. Where was Anthony Miller? Oh my God, he was nowhere to be found. MIA. Somebody put out an MIA for Anthony Miller. Please find him. This was terrible. Adam Shaheen dropped a pass. This was bad football. The product was bad. The NFL better fix this. Guys don't play in the preseason, so week 1 is going to suck. Gamblers lost a lot of money last night. Prop bets. I probably would have won my Allen Robinson prop bet and my Marquez Valdes-Scantling prop bet. Everything else I would have lost. And 13, over under 13, yikes. That's just not going to sell. People love the NFL, but that game was really bad. And please don't tell me, the defenses. The defenses weren't that good. They were good, but the offenses were terrible. Because these guys need to play together. In the old days, because I am old, right? NFL preseason, game 1, maybe your guy played a little bit. Game 2, your guy played. And game 3, he played a full half. And then game 4, he didn't. But at least he had some reps together. How is Aaron Rodgers repping with guys except in camp? It's different. Camp, game, different. So let's adjust our expectations for week 1. Let us adjust our expectations for week 1. Clearly. Because it's a problem. And if you don't think it's a problem, you're turning a blind eye. And I don't want you doing that. Because I think it is a problem. All right, let's get to this week's games. I'm going to give you some visionary plays. Now, how do you find visionary plays? Firstly, you go to fulltimefantasy.com and you go to si.com/fantasy. My visionary plays will be there, and you can listen to them on the radio at FNTSY Sports Radio Network. Download the app. It's free. And I'm going to give some away here. Okay? So let me give you some nuggets for this weekend. So I'm going to give you a couple of theories. I have 2 theories that I want to share. Okay? Theory number 1. Look for the highest scoring game or games. Look for the teams you think they're going to do well, and then flip it and look for the other team. So, Kansas City Chiefs, Jacksonville Jaguars, 51.5. Maybe the Jaguars are interesting because I don't think the Chiefs are going to score 51 points. So if the Chiefs score, 31, or Jacksonville going to score 20, maybe, but it's going to be closer than that, I think. Vegas thinks it's going to be closer than that. So, Nick Foles, interesting. Leonard Fournette, interesting. And I'll tell you what, another guy, Chris Conley, interesting. So let me give you theory number 2, why Chris Conley is interesting. You know I love the narrative play. You know I love the narrative play. Chris Conley played for the Chiefs. Now he plays for the Jaguars. You don't think they want to get him a touchdown? You better believe they want to get him a touchdown. Now look, do not go all in on Chris Conley. All right? But I want to dip my toe in. Get him on a couple of rosters in DFS. Play him in a seasonal here or there. I like him this week. If I'm drafting tonight and this weekend, which I am, I'm going to take Chris Conley in round 17 or 18, and I'm going to start him this week because I think I could get a touchdown. I think I could get 10 points this week. Not easy to find 10 points in round 18. I think he might be the guy who could do it. I like the play. It's a good play. Let me give you another team I like. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay against San Francisco. 51 is the thing, is the over-under. I like Jameis Winston. I love Godwin. I like Mike Evans. I like O.J. Howard. But I like Jimmy Garoppolo. I like Dante Pettis. I like George Kittle. I like Matt Breida. So I want you to start doing that as we move forward this season. I want you to look for high-scoring games and flip the switch. Okay? Flip the switch on the high-scoring games. More narrative plays. Lamar Jackson going to Miami. He's from South Florida. There will be more Lamar Jackson fans there than Miami Dolphin fans. Book it. Dolphin fans don't want to watch this team, but Lamar Jackson fans do, and they're going to watch him, and he's going to have a really good game. So I like the narrative play. Deshaun Jackson might be a narrative play, and I really like Carson Wentz. I really like Carson Wentz. You know that. So Carson Wentz and Deshaun Jackson, you know he wants to score against his old team. So when we're looking for sneaky plays, this is how you become a visionary. I'll give you some more plays this week. Odell Beckham Jr. Roto. You don't think he wants to play well in his first home game in Cleveland? Seriously? You know he does. The dog pound is dying for an Odell Beckham Jr. touchdown. Dying for it. I think he's going to get it too. Right? I like the Seahawks. Chris Carson. The Bengals stink. Tyler Lockett. I like them. I think that's a good one. I know it's a low point total. I get it. But I think those players could have a good game. I'll give you another sneaky guy. Here's a super sneaky guy. Kyler Murray. But Dr. Roto, he looked terrible in preseason. Preseason's preseason, and regular season's regular season. I think Cliff Kingsbury did not show his hand in preseason. But I think Kyler Murray will be as under-owned in DFS that he will be all year long. But I will have a Kyler Murray team, for sure. I will have a Jimmy Garoppolo team. I will have a Nick Foles team. I will. Will I be your rich friend? I pray every night that I will be. I like Kenny Golladay and Kerryon Johnson. Carry on, my wayward son. Kenny Golladay? Oh my God, who's going to cover him? Patrick Peterson, he's out. Robert Alford, he's injured. So Kenny Galladay is getting 100 yards and a touchdown. Lock it in. Lock that one in visionary style. That's my visionary play of the week. Okay? Now, DFS, different than seasonal. In seasonal, you play your best players. Occasionally, you bench one for a hunch. Occasionally. So, will I bench Devin Funchess for Chris Conley? Yes. Would I bench Michael Gallup for Chris Conley? I don't know about that. But in DFS, I would play Chris Conley. Do you see the difference? One, I want to be different. I want to be contrarian. But I don't want to be contrarian in seasonal. If you are contrarian in seasonal, you will lose. And I don't want you losing. I want you playing your best players. That's how we win. That's how we win money. Okay? So please, I beg you, play your best players. You will be happy that you did. Play a hunch here or there. Like in one league, I've got Jalen Samuels and Hunter Renfrow. I may bench Jalen Samuels because I think with Antonio Brown possibly out, Renfrow looks good. That's a hunch. I'll do something like that, but I'm not benching Derrick Henry for Hunter Renfrow. That's a definition of insanity, right? I don't want to be insane. I just want to make the right play. Okay, so remember, you can go with a hunch, but be smart. Please, I beg you, be smart. Do you know how you're going to be smart? You're going to ask your questions in our forum at Full-Time Fantasy. You're going to read our articles. You're going to ask me and Ronas and Sean how to help you win your leagues. Okay? So I want you to go to fulltimefantasy.com, enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. Okay? We're heading into week 1. We're so excited. We are so excited. I'm going to talk about this next week. Firstly, I hope your team wins. I do. I hope in my heart that your team wins. But if your team loses, I need you not to panic. Oh my God, all these guys suck. Oh, Roto, I'm in trouble. Just relax. Relax. It's not time to panic yet. I'll let you know when it's time to panic. It's week 1. Are you going to cut Aaron Rodgers? Of course not. Don't panic. We will figure it out together. I promise you that. Okay? Go to si.com/fantasy for great fantasy information there at Sports Illustrated. That's where we are. All right? And of course, feel free to listen on your app. Go download it at the FNTSY Sports Radio Network. Adam and I every day. All right? But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. I wish you so much luck this week. I hope you win week 1. I will get back to you next week. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to Full-Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full-time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.